It makes perfect sense that Israel ends up being this key dividing issue in both the Republican coalition and inside of the Democratic coalition. The Democrats are further along in that, you have the Democratic base is like 80% now at this point. Like, we've got to stop this relation. This is insane. It's a genocide. We've got to stop. And Zoran just had this really significant victory in the city of New York, which is an incredible, it is actually an earth-shattering kind of a thing. That he could win as an avowed anti-Zionist in New York City is really wild. I think, as I was telling you before, I think in 2028, you're going to have this divide. It's going to be central. And Israel stands in as a question of, are you your own person? Do you have principles? Or are you just basically controlled?
Yes.
And I think it stands in for the same thing on the right.
Yes.
And so I do think that there is a risk coalitionally for, people who have been, who are young, who are on the right. If you do end up with a Democratic candidate who is anti-Zionist and more avowed and has a different position on this, I do actually think it could be a coalitional problem for the young right, as this issue has been so central as a stand-in for, are you a decent person with some basic commitment and principles and can stand on your own? And the reason I say that is, you see the way Schultz reacted to Mamdani, where he was had some respect for him because of taking that position. It really struck me that the one thing Rogan knew about him was that moment on the debate stage where he's like, I'm staying here in New York. Y'all can go to Israel if you want, and really stood his ground on that particular issue. Israel sort of exposes the lies and hypocrisy of both major parties' ideology. So if Trump is positioning himself as America first and America's interests first, obviously you have this glaring Israel exception, which just exposes the lie of whether or not his foreign policy is actually about serving the interests of the American people. And you have, ancillary problems with cancel culture and things like that. So, for the right, there's a massive tension there where it exposes the hypocrisies of this sort of ruling elite's ideology. And obviously on the left with the Democratic Party, these are supposed to be people who care about human rights and, humanitarianism, and they want to be the good guys in the world, et cetera. And it's you are funding and supporting a genocide. So what's going on there?